Hey guys, welcome back. So today I wanted to talk to you about something that's pretty general and applies to whatever type of growing you're doing, and that is something I like to refer to as the growing parameters, right? Now, growing parameters I encompass everything. They encompass the temperature, the humidity, the overall wind flow or airflow that you've got going on, um, and the environment that you're trying to create, right? So, as a general rule, cannabis can grow in a variety of different temperatures. It can grow in very, very cold temperatures. It can grow in very, very hot temperatures. But as a grower, you want to be efficient, right? Especially when you're growing indoors, you want to get it to grow as fast as possible. You want to flower as fast as possible so that you spend less money, right? Well, in order to do that, the temperature range for optimal cannabis growth is between 65 and 80 degrees. Any colder than that, and you start to slow down growth. Any hotter than that, and you could stop growth altogether. But that's the ideal temperature, no matter where you're growing, that your cannabis wants to be at for optimal growth, right? Now, humidity is, again, that same kind of scenario. It applies both indoor, outdoor, greenhouse, etc., but you want to be in that prime butter zone for optimal growth. And you don't want a swamp. You don't want 100% or 120% humidity, because your plants can't perspire, and you're begging for mold and mildew and all this bad stuff, right? So you can't have 100%, but at the same time, you don't want zero. You don't want as arid as the freaking Mojave Desert, because it'll dry your plants out and you'll never maintain any moisture. You'll never get any sort of steady humidity other than uber dry. So you need to take into account the environment that you're in, the environment that you're growing in, and then what you're doing. When you water, humidity is going to fluctuate. It's never going to be a steady situation. When you water, it's going to go up. As the plants dry out, it's going to go down. But ideally, you want about 30% to about 60% humidity basically the whole time. And that's pretty standard for outside humidity on a normal spring, summer day, right? Now, wind is something that you need, something that a lot of people don't necessarily think about. But if the plant is constantly moving, just a little bit, swaying in the breeze, it's just like having a light mover or a light tracker. It's constantly forcing that plant to go one way or the other. And as it bends, as it sways, it's going to strengthen the cell structure of that plant. It's going to get rigid, more durable, and it's going to be able to hold a bigger yield. So as a rule, I try to keep a passive airflow 24 hours a day. And I say passive by like 3 to 6 miles an hour. Nothing major. You're not trying to have it bent over, but you do want it to just kind of move a little bit. Just a little bit. So you need that airflow in there, both for hot spots. You need that airflow in there to keep any sort of flying bugs, they don't have a place to rest. There's constant airflow pushing on them. They want out of there. And the best airflow is passive. It's not necessarily blowing them over, and it's not dead still, but it is moving. It also helps with perspiration and evaporation so that you go through your water. You don't want to sit in a puddle, right? It's got to use it, but you also don't want to suck it up to where you're watering every, twice a day. But you do need that evaporative process to keep it at about a day inside, so that you're not sitting in wet soil for too long. Other than that, get yourself a lumen meter and make sure that you are getting plenty of light saturation down soil level, and that your pH is monitored, both water and soil, in that nice 6 to 6.5 range. Other than that, you've got your temperature, your humidity, a little bit of wind, pH, and moisture content. Other than that, that would be up to you. But those are your basic growing parameters. If you stay in that bubble, you're pretty much guaranteed for success. All right, guys, until next time, this is the Grower's Corner.